Hey everyone, welcome back. So I got an email last week that I haven't been able to stop thinking about. A mom wrote to me and here's what she said. My high school son sneaks fantasy novels instead of studying. He's up past midnight on gaming sites. And I recently found out he's been looking at explicit content online. I feel like I'm watching him throw his future away. Other kids are grinding for college. What if he falls behind? What if I failed him? Now, if you're a parent watching this, you probably felt something just now. Maybe your chest got a little tight. Maybe you thought about your own kid. That's the thing about parental fear. It's immediate. It's visceral. And that's exactly what we need to talk about today. Okay, so when we look at this situation, the problem seems pretty clear, right? He's not studying. He's gaming too much. He's watching porn. He's staying up late. So naturally, the fix seems obvious: tighten the rules, monitor everything, have the talk, take away privileges. But here's the uncomfortable part, and I say this gently. Most of the time, the real problem isn't actually the behavior, it's the panic underneath our reaction. When a parent says, "My kid is ruining his future," what they're often really saying is, "I am terrified." Terrified of college rejection letters. Terrified of being judged at the next PTA meeting, terrified that we're losing our influence, terrified that somehow we missed something. And here's the thing, teenagers can feel that fear. They can sense when we're managing our own anxiety by trying to control them. And that's usually when things get worse, not better. So before we go any further, let's just normalize a few things. Teenage brains are literally under construction. They're wired for novelty, for risk, for exploration. Impulse control, still being installed. Executive function, in beta testing. Late night gaming, often escapism from stress. Fantasy novels, identity exploration. Sexual curiosity, awkward, yes. Unexpected, not really. Does this mean we just shrug and say, teens will be teens? Absolutely not. But it does mean that we need to stop treating normal developmental chaos like it's a moral crisis. Your teenager isn't broken. They're not ruined. Their brain is just doing exactly what teenage brains have done for millennia, except now they have Wi-Fi. All right, so here's where most of us go wrong. We tend to swing between two extremes. Extreme number one, total control. Confiscate all devices. Install tracking software. Constant surveillance. Do you know how hard kids at XYZ school are working? You're throwing your life away. And what usually happens? The kid gets better at hiding things. Extreme number two, emotional withdrawal. Fine. Do whatever you want. Cold silence. Quiet resentment. We stop trying because it hurts too much. And what happens then? Disconnection. Both extremes come from the same place: anxiety. Here's the shift I want you to consider. Your child doesn't need a more anxious manager. They need a more regulated adult, not a perfect one, not one who has all the answers, just one who can stay steady when things feel chaotic. So what does regulated parenting actually look like? Let me break it into three parts. One, regulate yourself first. Before you march into your kid's room to address this, pause. Ask yourself, what am I actually afraid of right now? Is it college rankings? Is it what your sister will think? Is it your own unresolved pressure from when you were in high school? When you identify the fear, you can separate your anxiety from their behavior. And when you calm your nervous system, when you literally take a few breaths, your tone changes. Your body language changes. Your kid feels safer. And safety is what reduces rebellion. Two, keep warmth and structure. Now, this is where people sometimes misunderstand. When I say let go of the panic, I don't mean remove all boundaries. That's not helpful either. Instead, you might say something like, I get that. It's hard to stop gaming when you're in the middle of something. But our family needs healthy sleep. Devices off by midnight, not as punishment, just as structure. Or, it's totally normal to be curious about sex. But a lot of online content distorts reality. If you have questions, I'd rather you ask me than learn from random websites. You're not shaming. You're guiding warmth plus clarity. 3, model what you want to see. Here's the truth: teenagers don't really listen to lectures. They watch what we do. If your home is filled with tension, yelling, resentment, chronic stress, your teen will escape into screens every time. But if they see you handling conflict with respect, admitting when you're wrong, maintaining your own healthy routines, they absorb that. Not immediately, but deeply. You can't lecture someone into emotional maturity. You have to model it. Okay, let's zoom out for a second. We all know someone who was a straight A student and burned out by 25. We know someone who barely scraped through high school and built a beautiful life. We know people who did everything right and still struggled. Academic performance at 16 is not destiny. Yes, effort matters. Yes, responsibility matters. But chronic fear doesn't create excellence. It creates compliance or rebellion. What actually creates resilience? Secure attachment. The felt sense that someone believes in you even when you're messy. So if you're lying awake tonight thinking, what if my kid falls behind? I just want you to take a breath. Your job isn't to control the outcome. Your job is to be a steady, warm presence. Lower the panic. Keep reasonable structure. Stay connected. Teenagers grow through experimentation, but they stabilize through relationship. And when they feel genuinely safe, not controlled, but seen, they eventually move toward maturity. Not because you forced them, but because you modeled it. Now, one last thing before I go. This perspective is just that, my perspective, shaped by my own experience and reflection. It's not a replacement for professional support if you're truly stuck. And please, don't take this message and use it to judge other parents. That actually defeats the whole point. This is about what you might try in your home, not a script to impose on anyone else. If this resonated, maybe share it with another parent who's struggling. And remember, calm parents raise stronger adults. Thanks for being here. See you next time.